Come on, internet. Flying an Israeli flag is now mandatory in Beverly Hills.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's appropriate for a foreign flag to be mandatory on school campuses here in the United States? Because that's what Beverly Hills just did. The Beverly Hills School Board just voted to require the Israeli flag to be flown on all of its campuses. Watch this.
Resolution passes 3-2.
Thank you.
A stamp of approval by the Beverly Hills Unified School District Board of Education, passing a resolution meant to combat anti-Semitism in the community and drawing strong reaction from the public and board members.
This is a time right now that Jews are being killed and slaughtered on the street and threats are happening. So enough.
The resolution would, among other things, recognize May as Jewish Heritage Month, display the Israeli flag at each school and facility, call for education and awareness around Jewish history.
Oh, we're turning into Israel.
Designate
I
October 7th,
see
2023
now.
as an annual day of
Okay.
remembrance. Supporters say the measure
So
is
we're going to be
needed
the
amid rising
United States
anti-Semitism
of
to make Jewish students feel
Greater
safe and
Israel.
supported.
I believe
Got
this
it.
vote is for the Jewish people,
Okay.
for anti-Semitism, and why there needs to be education and training.
This should be a no-brainer for a school district that represents one of the only Jewish majority communities outside of Israel.
But opponents
Beverly
argue
Hills,
that
what a
displaying the Israeli
surprise.
flag in a public
Is
school
a
setting
predominantly
blurs the line
Jewish
between
community?
supporting Jewish people and endorsing the Israeli government, particularly during the war in Gaza, adding that other ethnic and religious groups exist in the school district as well.
Does any flag of a foreign nation belong on a public school facility here in Beverly Hills? Of course not.
Moreover, some organizations and local parents warn the resolution is not designed to protect all students. Instead, it could alienate certain kids, exclude other persecuted communities, and even fuel more anti-Semitism.
I mean, yeah, that's, what do you think it's going to do? It's, of course, going to fuel more anti-Semitism.
Hello, love.
The problem that we're having and the discussion that we're having is not just that the United States is supporting a genocide. That is, of course, a giant part of the discussion. The fact that Israel's committing a genocide, also a big part of the discussion. But another big player in this is the fact that Israel seems to control our government, that we're infiltrated by this outside foreign Middle Eastern government that has been able to basically control nearly every aspect of our society here in the United States. I mean, here we are being censored because we have to protect Israel. We're giving Israel a ton of money because why, when Americans are completely against this? And now this school board thinks that it's a good idea in order to combat that growing feeling to now demand and make it mandatory for the Israeli flag to be flown on school campuses. They think that that's going to somehow tamper this discussion down, that we feel a little bit kind of taken over by a foreign government and that they're in control. So here we are, suspicious they're in control. And instead they say, well, yeah, they are. And so here we got to put the flag up. It'll fly right next to the U.S. flag. I mean, where are they going to put this flag? Is it really going to be flying right next to the U.S. flag? Are the kids going to be asked to stand up every morning and do the Pledge of Allegiance to Israel from now on? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is such a bonehead move to think that this is going to counter the very narrative. This is exactly what we're suspicious of. This is what we're suspicious of, and now you've gone and done it. You've proven it. Our suspicions aren't conspiracy theories. It's an actual conspiracy against Americans, and you're proving it. You're proving Israel's taken over. You're now going to proudly fly the flag of your real country, apparently, on the school campuses, and brainwash all these Beverly Hills school children into, which is really absurd, because one of the things too, I've been living in Los Angeles for a long time, and Beverly Hills is a very mixed community. A lot of Arabs living in Beverly Hills, a lot of Jews living in Beverly Hills, lots of Arabs living in Beverly Hills.
Arabs, yeah.
There's a lot of Middle Easterners who live there. And so how are these families going to feel sending their kids
Who
that are from
cares?
these
You gotta
various different
protect
Middle
the
Eastern countries
Jews.
and their
Jewish people
flag
are
isn't being
supreme.
flown, But instead, the Israeli flag,
The
and it's
Jewish
because they've
people
now said
are,
that
we are
the
no, we are
Israeli flag, I mean,
goyim.
this is
We are
how much
cattle.
influence this lobby has.
We are
And
literal
this has
human
been
excrement.
the
Duh.
complete suspicion of all of us.
They
that
are the
this
chosen
lobby has
people.
so
They
much
literally
influence
deserve
that
all
it has been
this.
able to successfully claim that the
And fuck
flag of a
you.
foreign Middle Eastern country
Fuck you
is
if you say
connected to
anything
Jewish
about it,
identity,
because
and
Israel,
therefore, if you
the Jews are the
criticize it,
chosen
you
people,
are
and you're
saying
stupid if
things
you
that are
think anything
anti-Semitic
otherwise.
against Jews. They've been able to successfully pull this off. We've been screaming about it. This was about to happen. This would be a total infringement on our free speech. And
Fuck your free
here they've gone and
speech.
done it. And they've
You
continued
don't
to do it.
deserve free speech if you're going to
They
use your free
recently-
speech to speak
there was
freely
even
about
legislation
people that you don't
was
like.
passed to say
Fuck
that,
your free speech, okay?
um,
It hurts my feelings.
let me see what
I don't
this
like
one is.
it.
It says
Makes me
we don't have
uncomfortable
a legal group
that you can do that.
hails the
So
breakthrough.
you can't do
As
that
US
anymore.
judge equates Israeli flag with Jewish identity.
That's
A
what
federal
you get
court
for
says
using your free
attacking the Star
speech.
of David is racial
you.
discrimination, not political protest. Setting legal standard for future cases involving anti-Zionist
Oh, that's cool.
targeting Jews, they claim. This is from the Times of Israel. So, of course, they frame it in a way, but saying that the judge's decision sets a new legal standard that can be used to protect Jews targeted in anti-Zionist attacks. I mean, this is just insane.
Anti-Zionist,
So
huh?
now you've got even a federal judge saying, yep, the Israeli flag is a symbol of Jewish identity, rather than it just being the flag of a foreign Middle Eastern country, and we should be allowed to protest it all we want. Here's another weird thing that happened, to just kind of, once again, prove that our country seems to be completely taken over. This is a letter from Congress. Congress is actually going after Wikipedia, right?
Wikipedia is owned by
why?
Israel.
Oh, because Wikipedia isn't pro-Israel enough. So this was dated yesterday. This is from Congress, 119th Congress of the United States House of Representatives. This is from our U.S. government. And they say the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is investigating the efforts of foreign operations
time?
and individuals at academic institutions subsidized by U.S. taxpayer dollars to influence U.S. public opinion. The irony of that right there, right? They're saying foreigners are influencing our academic institution. And they're in, yes, they are. It's called Israel. Israelis, yes, they are. And they're saying, oh, and they're making people anti-Israel. So the accusation is fundamentally that they're usually pointing the finger at Qatar, right? And they've got these other.
It's
but mainly
Qatar.
I think it's Qatar
Please
that
stop
they're trying
calling
to
it
point out.
Qatar. You guys
It's
sound so
or it's
stupid.
CARE, right? The Arab lobby. So they're saying it's these Arabs. These Arabs have infiltrated our schools. These Arabs
God,
have
one
infiltrated
person
the
on the
minds of our young
internet
people,
decided that
and
it
they're
was called
teaching
Qatar.
anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic hate, and that's what's gone on here. And they're actually trying to say that our public institutions that are funded by taxpayers are infiltrated by these foreign operations, and we've got to investigate that. Yeah, you're just kind of looking at the wrong spot. Says that we seek your assistance in obtaining documents and communications regarding individuals or specific accounts serving as Wikipedia volunteer editors who violated Wikipedia platform policies, as well as your own efforts to thwart intentional, organized efforts to inject bias into important and sensitive topics. So they sent this letter to Wikimedia Foundation, which runs Wikipedia. Multiple studies and reports have highlighted efforts to manipulate information on the Wikipedia platform for propaganda aimed at Western audiences. One recent report raised troubling questions about potentially systematic efforts to advance anti-Semitic and anti-Israel information in Wikipedia articles related to conflicts with the State of Israel. A second investigation detailed actions by hostile nation-state actors to expose Western audiences to pro-Kremlin and anti-Western messaging by manipulating Wikipedia articles and other news outlets relied on for training AI chatbots. Your foundation, which hosts the Wikipedia platform, has acknowledged taking actions responding to misconduct by volunteer editors who effectively create Wikipedia's encyclopedic articles. The committee recognizes that virtually all web-based information platforms must contend with bad actors and their efforts to manipulate. Our inquiry seeks information to help our examination of how Wikipedia responds to such threats and how frequently it creates accountability when intentional, egregious, or highly suspicious patterns of conduct on topics, against Jews and Zionists, against Israel is what they're kind of trying to say. Because they say if it's against Israel, it's against Jews, which is just not accurate.
True.
But this is what they're trying to say, right? They're trying to say, well, this is just an attack on Jews. No, it's an attack on Israel. It's a foreign Middle Eastern country. But our Congress, our U.S. Congress, that's doing so much to help the Americans, we're just so America first. So America first. I mean, at what point are we going to start raising the Israeli flag at the White House and flying it above the United States flag? I mean, we're getting pretty close to this point. And all they're doing is proving it. Right, by Beverly Hills saying, we require now, the school board requires the Israeli flag to be flown on all school campuses in Beverly Hills. For Congress to say, Wikipedia, we're mad at you for anti-Israel content. You can say anything you want, anti-China, anywhere else in the world, even anti-America, but you cannot be anti-Israel. We demand information. And people want to say it's a conspiracy theory that our government has taken over. A conspiracy theory. It's not a theory. We're watching this happen in real time in front of our faces, and we're being treated like we're stupid. They're trying to make it. Oh, how dare you even think that? I mean, now the Israeli flag is going to be everywhere, and our Congress isn't working for us anymore. But how dare you think that? Meanwhile, Trump was, he signed this executive order, right, that you're not allowed to burn the United States flag. This, by the way, I think happened because the timing of it, right? The week earlier, there was a lot of chatter about with that ruling in the federal court that the Israeli flag is now deemed as a symbol of Jewish identity. Then it follows that if you burn it, then you would actually be considered doing an act of anti-Semitism, and it would be illegal in the country. It'd be a hate crime. So Marjorie Taylor Greene and other high-profile people were pointing out that, wow, so now in this country, you're not allowed to burn the Israeli flag. You could burn the American flag, but you can't burn the Israeli flag. So what does Donald Trump do? Rather than saying, no, of course you can burn whatever flag you want. It's a free speech. The ruling's ridiculous. Of course, the flag of Israel is not and should not be connected to Jewish identity, obviously, right? Rather than condemning the obvious censorship that is being imposed on us, Trump instead decides to amp it up and censor us more.
Duh.
And he then signs an executive order that we're not allowed to now burn the American flag.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy.
No, they don't. They do not. So he's thinking that if you burn a flag, people are going to die. That's the thinking here. You burn a flag, people are going to die. You burn a flag, people are going to start rioting. There's going to be just like death and destruction everywhere, and people are going to die. And so therefore, you can't burn a flag because that would be akin to screaming fire in a crowded theater. That's what he's trying to assert right here. No. It is not a matter of life and death, but they try to make it so. And here is a vet who has burned the American flag, and then he gets arrested.
My name is Jay Perry. I'm a retired naval combat veteran, serving over 20 years in the United States Army. I fought for every single one of your rights to express yourself in however you feel that you may want to express yourself. There's a First Amendment right to burn the American flag. Archdiocese in that house right there signed an executive order today saying that it was illegal to burn the American flag. No president can make a law, period. No Congress will make a law infringing on First Amendment rights. I'm burning this flag as a protest to that illegal fascist president that sits in that house. Do it for every single one of you American citizens. We burn this flag in protest to that president.
Are you watching, Crystal, so you can see how dreadlocks are done right, Melinda? You making sure to pay attention?
I'm just waiting for the violence to break out. I'm just waiting with bated breath. Who's going to die?
No way. No way. Go the fuck away from me. Once again, my name is Jay Perry. I am a 20-year combat veteran, having served in the United States Army. It is our First Amendment right to burn this flag, regardless of what the president says.
So I think that the guy was wanting him to go away because, you know, you see the Palestine protests there. And so a lot of people that are in these protests for Palestine get really sensitive about this because they think you know, and rightfully thinking that this could be some sort of a, you know, an op, right? Where this person comes along and burns the American flag, and then they take a lot of imagery of that and they say, see, these pro-Palestine people hate America, and that's why we have to crack down on them, and that's why they're terrorists. So I think, you know, I'm just speculating, but I think the reason why that guy was like, hey, get out of here, because he was like a, you know, maybe a pro-Palestine protester that didn't want this sort of optic there. And I understand that. But I think this guy was really just protesting.
Nobody will enforce those illegal laws that president tried to make.
Well, they do enforce it.
Right.
So they did arrest him. This is a violation of his First Amendment right. I believe he has the right to burn the American flag. This will be contested in court. Trump's executive order will be contested in court, as it should be, because it should be our right to burn the American flag. Look, if pornography could be viewed as free speech, then I don't understand how this couldn't also be viewed as free speech. You should be allowed to burn the flag of your country. What if your country is committing, which ours does, unfortunately, regularly, commits atrocious crimes? Would we have blamed Germans? You know, I think we would actually categorize Germans who have burned the Nazi flag. We would actually categorize them as heroes. If we, you know, in the history books, if we had any images of Germans that were burning the Nazi flag, that were totally against their government, we would now in history say these people were heroes. So you absolutely should have the right to burn your flag if you believe your country is no longer operating in your best interest, or if you think that your country is committing awful crimes, you should be allowed to burn that flag. Quite frankly, you should be allowed.
That I have to do this right now, but my hair has
protected
been
political protest, because there could come a
dreadlocking
day,
itself
maybe
all
that day's
together
already
here
been reached in
lately.
our
My
country,
hair had a
where
major
our
hair
country
growth.
is so tyrannical, so fascist, so completely
Boom of hair growth, so it's all starting to mat together, Congo or marry each other, whatever you want to call it, at the roots. So I'm having to tear my roots apart more frequently, which is giving me a lot of skinny root action. And so even though my dreadlocks are like really dreadlocked like to here, which is very tight, I've been drooling a lot lately. It's actually really tight to the scalp, tighter than I would prefer. I have too much of this fucking hair that's matting up and loosen, like giving me skinny little roots again, and I've got to fix it. I could just ignore it and it'd probably fix itself eventually, but I don't want to like have bald patches. I already look bald enough with my blonde roots growing back. Wait, tennis elbow already? What? Oi, my elbow! I really want to be listening to Star Trek Voyager right now. My fucking elbow. Considering how you put your butthole right on my tools, I get it, okay? Would you like me to feed you? It's Adam! Stop it! Orly, it's Adam! Adam! Okay, just making sure. My dog is being retarded! My dog is being retarded! Okay. Thank God I only have like 20 dreads. Otherwise this would be a big pain in the ass. It's a little bit difficult. My neck is about to fucking come off my head. You get what I mean. Man, this sure is easier on somebody else. Especially when your fucking elbow is screaming at you to stop. Enough. Should I do 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 do? Saturday blue. What? Crazy how it immediately lays in place. Are you ready? Dude, what is going on? Shit. You better close your fucking windows right now. Yesterday I had to kill like 400 gnats. Fuck, they're already in here. Back when I first did my dreadlocks, they were all sectioned. All nice and neat. Over the course of 15 or so years, the sections have just kind of all bled together and just kind of done whatever the fuck it wants. Bro, these fucking dogs are absolutely going apeshit for no reason. gonna go flat again, but at least we got it rounded. And all that hair is now incorporated, that wad. Everybody's just fucking barking. Just non-stop barking. I looked out the window. Everything is fine. Adam's out there. Whoa. Just picked it all up. You would have to pay someone to maintain them. There are plenty of people out there who do a really good job. I can tell you more people who not to go to than who to go to. There's so many choices of great people out there, but I can tell you a handful of people, just you absolutely under no circumstances should ever let this person anywhere near your fucking head. I've only do this like, I mean, the last time I did this was probably like, I think I was in the tent, so like a year ago, when I actually went through and like used the crochet tool on them. But it's over the years it's been even less frequently than that. Like I go years and years and years without messing with my hair. But because I did henna recently and my health is getting better, my nutrient intake is better in general, and so my hair is growing. I'm having like a mass growth event, and because I'm having like a mass growth event, it's making my dreadlocks fucking tangle up with each other at the root. And man, they would just love to become one giant dreadlock on my head, but I'm really not interested in that. So I've been separating them, and the more I separate them, the more loose hair it causes, and the thinner the roots get. So it's just been a real struggle the last month, and I've been putting it off. I was just sitting here, you know, I don't feel like crocheting. I just feel like kind of sitting in the quiet and intensely focusing on something. So here I am. Oh yeah, you could definitely learn yourself, but it's, you know, not wanting to maintain them in her case, or not knowing if they have it in them to deal with it like that. And also, Bus Babe, I didn't just like randomly learn. I'm also a trained cosmetologist and licensed barber. So I already have like a lot of, and I grew up in a salon. So I have a built-in hair knowledge that most people wouldn't if they just started trying to teach themselves how to do their own hair. You could learn all the things, but don't go trying to do anyone else's hair, please. If you teach yourself to do dreadlocks, don't do it. Don't do anyone's hair. Don't go unless you're doing it for free. Don't just decide like, oh, I can do my hair. I bet I could make money doing this. Because that's how people like Crystal Schleinling end up in the market. Destroying people's hair and stuff like that. So we don't want to encourage that type of people, those type of people in the market. I feel like I did that one. That's not a good because there's this. Yeah, no, it does. It does. Because, I mean, it's just a knowledge of hair. It's not even just like salon knowledge itself. It's just hair. Knowing like the growth patterns, knowing about different, really what's really important, especially because you're touching someone's scalp. So all of the safety reasons that you would want to go to, you know, all the safety things that you learn in cosmetology school for cross like contamination and the different types of yeast, like the yeast that lives on your scalp and the different types of skin disorders that affect the scalp. There's just like a lot of things that you want to have an education of before you just start doing other people's hair. I mean, anyone can learn how to do their own dreadlocks. But I always worry about telling people to do their own dreadlocks because every time someone does their own dreadlocks, they immediately get that. It's like when someone goes vegan or like discover some kind of new technology, you know, they want to tell everybody about it and they want to like make it their whole personality. And so naturally then they want to talk to all the dreadlock people in the dreadlock communities and then they want to do all the hair. And then they're like, oh, I could become a dreadlock person. I could make so much money doing this. And it's just like the market is so full of people who have zero salon education and of any kind, and then they're literally, you know, running like basically a cottage industry business, doing people's hair from either their home or going to people's homes or whatever the case may be. But they're over here literally causing people permanent baldness, literally spreading, you know, bacteria and yeast. Just gross. I'm coming, hold on. I have to trick the cat and get her away from the door. The dog did not come inside yesterday. He literally slept outside last night because he refused to come inside. No, my hair's not naturally red. Well, my hair's naturally strawberry blonde now. It was platinum blonde my whole life, but once I had my son, it kind of started to change to reddish. Money! Come here, Mun Bun. Wow, my hair feels so much nicer. It feels like it's like laying down properly and it feels like heavy in the back, but in a good way. Money! Come here, Mama! Okay, no. Hey! Okay, now I'm gonna run and let the dog in before the cat comes to the door. Come on, Norley. hungry for some food? All right. It worked. Dude, it's like literally my hair is like laying so nice in the back. I love the way my hair feels after it gets its shit done. Okay. Money. So we should probably face away from the light. Oh my goodness, my hair feels so thick. Does it look good back there? Can't see. That looks pretty fucking good to me. You don't see any loose hairs between the dreadlocks. I mean, obviously there's some like flyaways, but that's my hair. And this hair I want loose. Damn, girl. You so good at dreadlocks. No, I just want everything to I'm gonna go to bed, or we're talking about insurance and stuff. So I'll see you guys later.